Hey there all you Droidiacs, this is David from the Droid Workshop, and in today's video I'm going to be going back and revisiting another old droid that's been sitting in the corner collecting dust for about 3 years. About 5 years ago I started building my own version of Chopper from files that I got off of Thingiverse. Now for those of you who don't know who Chopper is, and you should, Chopper is the C-Series droid that was introduced to us in the Star Wars series Rebels. This is the version of Chopper we got from the show. And this is the original concept art, looking a lot like the Ralph McQuarrie concept of R2-D2 from the first Star Wars film, A New Hope. Now, I am planning on building my own canon version of Chopper someday, but for now, I wanted to put my own spin on it and make a clean version, as if I got it just off the assembly line. So I took the files that I got from Thingiverse and I reworked some of the panels so that I could close off the open areas. Now, because I'm always trying to improve on my 3D design skills, and because of the episode Forgotten Droid from Rebels, I decided to make my own leg files and make the right leg symmetrical to the left leg. I think they came out great, but again, after finding Mr. Badley's files, I'm thinking about upgrading, especially to his newest live-action version that's going to be coming out based on the new Ahsoka series. In fact, I've already got one of the feet printed, and it's sitting in a box, collecting dust, calling my name.
Build me, David. Whoa!
There it is again.
Daddy,
Yeah, babe.
time to land the plane and get on with the project.
Yeah, right. Okay, so, see, my daughter has been begging to be a part of my videos again, so today I'm going to be... Right, we are going to be working on a new piece of Chelsea, the CenterFoot. So without any further delay,
Let's get started.
in 2019, because there was no reference yet for a CenterFoot for the C1 series droid, I had the idea that it should look more or less like that of R2, basically a smaller symmetrical version of the outer feet. I had already created my own styrene chopper feet based on the R2 designs, and I reworked those files for this. Then in 2020, the final season of Clone Wars dropped, and what I came up with was actually pretty close to what they used for CH-33P, or cheap. But then the project sat untouched, unloved, uncovered, and dusty for a couple of years. Fast forward to 2022 and the announcement of the live-action version coming with the new Ahsoka series, and Mr. Badley, like I said, came out with his version of the upgrades, including the feet, from that show based on what we saw from the big reveal at Star Wars Celebration. Because I'm planning on using his files for the main feet anyway, and because I found his 3D files for the CenterFoot of cheap, I blended the two together and came up with this.
I've made a lot of special modifications myself.
Here's all the parts printed out, along with the bearings for the wheel and the other needed hardware. I reworked the OmniWheel files from the CenterFoot of R2 to make it work with the axle from Cheap, and I just realized how much remixing I've been doing.
Whip, 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 stir.
Daddy!
Yeah, babe.
Is it my turn yet?
Hang on. Yes, it is.
I know what we're gonna do today.
Like I said, my daughter wanted to get involved, so she's going to be doing most of the painting, assembly, and finishing. Don't worry, we've already had the talk about safety in the process, and she will be using the proper PPE. What are you doing?
I'm getting started.
Not like that, you're not.
All right. Ugh.
much. Nice Wonder Woman spin, by the way.
What? Oh, now I get it. So now what do we do?
Okay, we're gonna get started on painting, so go ahead and get the can and pop it open. You're gonna sweep back and forth about this far away. Hold the can up, and you're gonna start spraying, and you're gonna sweep back and forth, covering all the pieces.
Now what?
Now we wait.
For how long?
Well, thanks to the wonders of video.
Several hours later.
Now.
Cool.
For the sake of time, we've actually skipped over all the painting. The primer, the silver, the white, and the paint parts. Emily, do you think we're done?
I think we're done.
You ready to assemble?
Yeah.
Assemble. For the Omni wheel, I know the best thing is to follow the instructions for the center foot and use metal axles and bearings for the tires. And I may upgrade that later. But for now, I printed my own 3mm rods stepped up to 4mm to fit inside the tire core. We're going to set this aside for a while so that we can put all the greeblies on the outer shell.
What's a greebly?
Well, a greebly is the term that one of the model makers from the original Star Wars film came up with to describe all the little bits and parts and bobs and pieces and everything that was just used to do set decoration and fill out empty spaces. There was no real use for it, but it was just used to give it more detail.
Oh.
These are all from the left and right live-action foot files, and I just resized them to fit the smaller shell. To get everything together, I use these 6mm rods. I will be cutting them down to fit with just enough for the top nut, and for now I'm using a regular nut just to hold everything together, but I will be changing that to a Nylox nut later. So that about wraps it up for this project, except for one piece. This piece right here is essentially a rework of the one that Mr. Badley did for Chopper, where it had the caster, but he did this one, and it's available in the CH-33P folder that works with the ankle for that droid. Now, after I printed it, I realized that it wouldn't work with my project because this is specifically made for his skirt, and I had already done my own caster mount for the other files, so I just reworked that one and used it for this project. Emily, would you like to do the sign-off?
Sure. If you like what you saw today, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can see all future projects. Also hit the bell so you can be notified when a new video is uploaded. Thank you for joining us today, and as always,
may the droids be with you. Now, because I was, oh God, I can't keep saying now. I keep saying now, and it's not now, it's now, because I already said now, and I said now before, and now I can't say now again, because if I say now, then now will be too many nows, and it's not now anymore because it's back then, and it's not now because of now, the now that I'm saying is going to be in the future, and the now is now, right?
I have no idea
Okay,
what you just
all right.
said.
Neither do I.
Not a word.
Okay. 5, 4, 3. Okay, this is putting it together bit by bit, adding up to make a work of art. First of all, you need a good foundation, otherwise it's risky from the start. Takes a little cocktail conversation, but
Seriously?
if it'll get your foundation, leading to a prominent commission and an exhibition in addition. Art isn't easy. Every minor detail is a major decision. Have to keep things in step.
Daddy!
Have to hold to your vision. Every time I start to feel defensive, I remember lasers are expensive. What's a little cocktail conversation if it's going to get to your foundation, leading to a prominent commission and an exhibition in addition? The art of making art is putting it together bit by bit.
You can stop now.